Hello and welcome back. Alright, the last time we started up Metroid Prime 3. And so this time, we're continuing onward. We left off with the Leviathan Seed on First Planet Brio is now available. Because we destroyed the things that were blocking it. Come on. But first, we have a whole lot of stuff to view. Because there are so many extras. This is cool, Bert. It's clear that some they had an initial page of concepts, and then they expanded some of them to make them more unique. That's the Spider Guardian. Oh wow. That's the Grapple Guardian. Those weird worms that you fight in the first in Aegon. These things... Ugh. It's a relatively simple model, but... my goodness, these things are annoying. These are also annoying. They're the start of quadraxis. Concept art for Chica, I bet. I think these are the plant things that pop up out of the water while you're fighting Chica. I'm not totally sure what that is. I know what that is. An ink smasher. At this stage, they already had the dark suit design nailed down. Oh, and these things. And I was so happy when I could just get them to kill themselves fields because they're just so annoying. Given what Samus is doing down here, I think that's the Boost Guardian. Pretty sure this is the Jump Guardian. Oh, there's the Grapple Guardian. And then we have the MP2 Character Package. I have no idea what these are. Oh, I bet they're concept art for Aang, before they decided to just make them totally separate things. That's a space pirate, I think. Definitely inspired by Space Pirate, but I don't think we actually ever saw these things. These might be dark space pirates, you know, after they've been corrupted. I never really got the best look at those things. They were just moving around so fast. Here's all the various troopers in their various states. concept art for Dark Samus. I'm sure. Federation troopers hadn't appeared in 3D. I'm actually not certain they'd appeared at all prior to any of this, so... they kind of had to go off of basically nothing to put this together. They did work with Nintendo to make this stuff. It's not Retro Studios just doing all this by themselves, but still. Like the hyper mode in Metroid Prime 3. I read apparently the Retro Studios staff weren't too keen on using it. It was Nintendo's idea. The reason why Nintendo proposed it wasn't said, but the reason why Retro Studios wasn't keen on it was because it kind of broke the game balance, and so they had to work on it a lot in order to make it worth using. You know, where the player would consider it a risk to use it, but also it wasn't so overpowered that they would always decide to use it. Which was the case in normal mode. In veteran mode, it's just not worth the risk to not use it because you're taking so much damage. At least when the enemy's in hyper mode. When the enemy's not in hyper mode, you probably don't want to use it because it takes a lot of health to use it. Alright. Using screw attack, because this is where you get it. Once I finish with Metroid Prime 3, I might have a full stream of just going through whatever else is left. I hope I don't have to do that, but it might happen. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. 1 Kings 19. Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, "So may the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by this time tomorrow." And he was afraid, and he arose and ran for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he asked that he might die, saying, "It is enough now, O Lord. Take away my life, for I am no better than my fathers." And he lay down and slept under a broom tree. And behold, an angel touched him, and said to him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and behold, there was at his head a cake baked on hot stones, and a jar of water. And he ate and drank, and lay down again. And the angel of the Lord came again a second time, and touched him, and said, "Arise and eat, for the journey is too great for you." And he arose, and ate and drank, and went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the mount of God. There he came to a cave and lodged in it. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He said, "I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts. For the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword, and I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away." And he said, Go out and stand on the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore the mountains and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak, and went out, and stood at the entrance of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him, and said, What are you doing here, Elijah? He said, I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts. For the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword, and even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said to him, Go, return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when you arrive, you shall anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu the son of Nimshi you shall anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha the son of Shaphat of Abel-Meholah you shall anoint to be prophet in your place. And the one who escapes from the sword of Hazael shall Jehu put to death. The one who escapes from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha put to death. Yet I will leave 7,000 in Israel, all the knees that have not bowed to Baal, and every mouth that has not kissed him. So he departed from there and found Elisha the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen in front of him, and he was with the 12th. Elijah passed by him and cast his cloak upon him, and he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow you. And he said to him, Go back again, for what have I done to you? And he returned from following him, and took the yoke of oxen, and sacrificed them, and boiled their flesh with the yokes of the oxen, and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he arose and went after Elijah, and assisted him. May God bless the reading of his word. Alright, we're on Brio, and our goal is to get to the Leviathan seed. We just have to get back to our ship to do that. It's not like it's hard.
The destruction of the generators has disabled the Leviathan shield. The seed is now exposed. You must fly there and find a way to destroy it.
Man, it didn't take very long to get here, huh? It took the entire game to get to the Leviathan seed on Metroid, on Talon 4. Ancient Reptilicus War Golem appears to be receiving energy from the core of the seed. Looks like our boss fight. Morphology: Mogenar, Ancient Reptilicus War Golem. Orbs appear to be source of power. Corrupted War Golem, reanimated and energized with Phazon. Relies on socketed energy orbs as a source of power. The orbs themselves have a fragile exterior, but contain pure Phazon energy within. This energy must be completely overloaded before it will be destroyed. Eliminating all power sources is the only way to bring Mogenar offline. Shattered Orb has exposed a Phazon core. Overload the core with Phazon energy to destroy it. Phazon crystals are powering a protective barrier. An explosion near his feet could probably destroy them. Corrupted War Golem, reanimated and energized with Phazon. Relies on socketed energy orbs as a source of power. The orbs themselves have a fragile exterior, but contain pure Phazon energy. Okay. Alright then. I clearly didn't do this right. I am low on health, and so I cannot actually do anything to him. to wait for him to do more pickups because I can't actually... No, he healed. I can't enter while I'm this low on health. This is going to be a bit of a long fight. Can't actually move the one on the shoulder anymore. Ow. This is a new attack. Go in while I'm low on health. Thank you for the health. How is that one fully healed again? I destroyed his heals. Alright, now just the back. Ow. Ow. And now I need health. I can't just go around his back. Oh, well, I'm at this health. Alright. Now I can do it. Ow. You want to charge me, please? That would be grand. No, of course not. He's not going to. Yeah, he's going to heal. Go. Yeah, she's puking Phazon. Armor suit upgrade acquired. Hyperball online. While in hyper mode, press C to enter Morph Ball, then press and hold A to use the Hyperball. Press and A to release the phazon energy toward the core. I think Metroid Dread used something like this.